Hi, I'm Bob with Wolfe Ridge. Right now we are on site at a customer's wood yard with a very special delivery, the Japa 472 3-chain log rack with extension kit. This is going to get paired up with his existing Japa 405 Firewood Processor, and we're going to show you guys how these racks get set up, leveled, connected to the machine, then we're going to make some firewood. So Chris here's got a pretty big Bobcat skid loader with fork extensions on it, and you can pick up this entire rack after it's fully assembled. Normally we don't have the extensions on them. The extension is an option package, but you can see if you have the forks in the right position, you can pick up that entire rack. So what he's going to do now is back this straight up, essentially. And you can see he's got the Japa 405 Firewood Processor back over there. And we're going to run it so the logs are on this side of the processor. So the logs will advance this way and the infeed take it into the machine there. Nick just pulled the truck forward so Chris could lower this rack a little bit, have it at a more comfortable spot towards the ground. He's just got it back straight up now, ever so carefully. And here's a look at his processor that he's got right now. This is the Japa 405. He's got the TRE version, so this machine could run off 3-phase electric or off a tractor. And he usually runs it off a tractor, so today we'll be running off a tractor again. See, we've got 6-way perfect split hanging out down here. Right now he's got no wedge in there. We can run the traditional or the perfect split. He's got 6-way traditional laying here. And then we've got the rack coming in here, get parked next to this. So we've got the rack kind of like in the general location that we want it. It is going to have to get moved further left or right, but first we're going to get all these legs sort of set. So the far back legs, since the ground kind of slopes this way, Nick's going to put those back legs in basically as high as they will go. And worst case, that's going to give us a little bit of a slope this way on the rack, and that's a good thing. So he's going to get those set, and then we're going to drop all of these individually, kind of check where we're at on the ground, and then we'll do our fine tuning as far as left and right and forward and back. We've got the rack sort of in place now and sort of leveled, and we didn't get too hung up on getting it left and right, forward and back in the exact right spot. And the reason is we wanted to get the legs kind of in the right position and make sure that these hourglass rollers are sitting above the infeed belt. So we're sitting, I don't know, maybe 2.5 inches above the infeed belt, which is right what we want. And Chris is now gonna grab this from that side, pull the rack backwards. So you can see right now, the rack is sitting a little bit diagonal, and also we want it to be further back this way. So he's going to drag it back, we'll get it squared up, and then we will adjust our final level. So he just pushed on this corner here to get it square. You can see we're square now, but we still need to get these rollers back that way. And he can't get in there with that other tractor and the pallet there, so he's just going to push a little bit in. I've got it pretty much where we want it, but we're going to go just a touch more. All of the Japa processors from 365 and above have the hydraulic connections for a log rack like this. So we are going to grab the hoses off of here, quick connect them into the machine. We've got one in and out for the infeed, we've got one in and out for the chains, and then that blue one is a case drain. That just goes straight back to the hydraulic tank. You can see that blue hose right here, and that is hooked up to the case drain on the chain drive for this rack. We're gonna move this here, just nudge it again just a little bit, and then we're gonna come over on this side and pick up this side of the rack and cut some cookies to put underneath these feet. Level front to back is pretty good. Even if that's a little bit off, it's not too bad. But we do wanna have close to as level as possible for left to right, so that when the logs are coming in, they don't wanna dive onto the machine if they're longer. And we're gonna get that fixed up here right now. So Chris's long-term plan here is to have this machine running off 3-phase, but in the interim, while there's not 3-phase on this property, he'll be running it off a tractor. This is not the normal tractor that he uses, and this has got more than enough power to run the 405. The 405 requires about 40 horsepower at the tractor PTO. But if you've got a huge tractor like this and it's bigger than needed, it's not going to harm the processor at all. There's safeties in place, pressure reliefs, and all that good stuff, as long as you don't overspin it. whatever this says on the back. Some of them are 400 RPM, some of them are 500 RPM. They're running off a 540 RPM PTO shaft, and it's just important to pay attention to what that says. So we've got the rack hooked up. Nick is going to guide him to hook up that PTO shaft, and then we're going to get the rack loaded with logs, make some firewood. Tractor's running, warming up the processor, see if we got the chains. Everything's working. It's looking good, and Chris is out in the Bobcat now, going to grab some logs. .405, he's running right now with the traditional 6-way, and he's bringing the first log in here. Suppose I should have got that on film here. But that transversed nicely over. You can see that this log isn't perfectly straight. And one thing that's pretty cool on this 472 rack is it's got these pans here, and these pans are removable and adjustable. So you can put them on the opposite way from this, or you can put them on just like they are. In this case, we want them this way because the idea is that if the log falls off here, rides up, goes to the next feed roller. So now he's running this log through there, and we'll advance a few more. I'm going to show him these singulators here, because what we can do is separate one log here before it goes to these star rollers. So one of the coolest parts about this is the singulator setup. So advance the log, don't bring it all the way to the stars, just bring it in. Okay, keep bringing it in, bring it in. Okay, wait, now
push back,
go all the way back.
And you separate the logs off.
Yep, exactly. And now, if you had this like double stacked, you'd be able to separate that all that way. And if you kind of inch forward, you can get it onto the stars, and now like the stars will throw it. And what I usually do is like, I'll throw it, and then I'll start moving the infeed like at the same time. So as it lands, it kind of centers itself in the rollers then. All right, we are all set up and we're ready to hit the road again. We were just running some walnut through here, so that might be offensive to some, but here's show a couple pieces of this firewood because it looked pretty cool. Look at that. It's got kind of a cool color to it, but he said he gets a lot of walnut tops out here and turns those into firewood. We got a couple of IBC totes filled up here, and the 472 is a really good match for this 405 running the bigger diameter logs like he is. Right now, of course, like you saw in the video, we probably just got like 8 to 10 inch diameter logs on that rack, and he could probably double stack those and still do really well with that. But you could put, this rack can take up to 20 inch diameter, and it would work with the 505 as well. But a lot of his stuff is probably going to be between that 12 and 15 inch range, which is really good for the 405, especially when running perfect split. Today we were just running that traditional wedge, and unfortunately, like he was saying, as the logs got a little bit bigger, he's got some resplits that he's going to have to do to get down to the split size that he wants for his customers. We're going to pack up and head back to the factory now. If you guys would like information, pricing, tech specs, photos, videos, dealer locator, event schedule, and more for any of the products offered at Wolfe Ridge, please check out our website, www.wolferidgemfg.com. You can give us a call or send us an email. I'll make sure to put those links in the description. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for the support. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what's next at Wolfe Ridge.